And we are back. What? Look at this. Look how many aftershaves I have. Boys, all these aftershaves and I still absolutely stink. YouTube. Probably didn't think you'd see this face again, did you? I just recorded the last video and I just changed into my other Man United top to record this one. But I'm going on holiday for 2 weeks, so I want to get ahead. And I do have more game to spit, but before I spit more game, I want to show you this. I thought I could be like a little bit of like a yoga baddie. Oh wait. It's not aesthetic. It's not a good thing. Really? I thought it could be a bit of a yoga baddie and get a fucking aloe hat. But it just doesn't fit. Or does it? No, it doesn't. I don't get a chance. I don't even get a chance. You know, I think my head is massive. It's like a lot of hats just like. I'm upset. I'm actually annoyed because I actually wanted to wear that hat. I have a 1 for all voucher here that I don't think I can use over here. So if you want this 1 for all voucher, comment 1 for all, and I'll give you a €25 1 for all voucher. Not even a joke. So if you comment that, I'll give you one of these. My dad gave me these this pair of shoes to give to one of his friends over in Trinidad, where we're going to bring over on the flight. I was like, oh yeah, that's not annoying at all having to bring shoes in my suitcase. But anyway. Size 16 boots, man. I don't want to meet this guy. I'm size 12. Wait, let me flip it. What sort of mammoth, boys? Imagine getting a kick up the hole in one of them. By God. Probably one of the least serious starts to one of my more serious videos, to be honest, boys. So, as you've seen the title of this video, boys, we're going to talk about binging and my experience with binge eating and how I overcame it and what I'd say to anybody who is going through it right now themselves or is, you know, heading into their first prep phase for a photo shoot or a bodybuilding prep or just anything where they're going super, super, super restrictive and lean. Yeah, that's the whole point of this video. So last year, I just come out of a bodybuilding prep. And what that felt like after being in the same 5 meals like every single day from like January to June, it's like, it's a little bit like, whoa, you know. Now, before I get into this, I do want to say I'm not a, you know, eating disorder specialist. I don't have a qualification in actual binge eating disorders. I just went through pretty bad binge cycle, to be honest. It wasn't like a normal, oh, I had a couple extra Harry. I was eating, you know, in and around 10,000 calories every day for weeks. Obviously, if you're struggling with proper binge eating disorder, don't ask me for help. Go see a doctor or something, please. So just came out of bodybuilding prep. So what that looked like was 6 months of getting really lean, getting super, super lean. I'll put a picture of myself here. You know, we got pretty lean, leanest I'd ever been, you know. So obviously being in that diet and getting down to that leanness was, you know, going to set me in a little bit of a hungry spot, 100%. Being in that really, really restricted prep diet, it's going to be super restrictive, obviously set me up for, you know, something that I just wasn't prepared for. 100% with my hand up and just say I was not prepared for the post-diet phase, you know, not at all. I'd done diets before and I'd lost 50 kilos, like I knew how to diet, you know, but I'd just never done a diet of that intensity and getting that leanness where you actually have to really, really watch it as you come out of it. So like everything I ate put in my own mouth. Like I'm not saying it's like external forces that me do it. It was 100% me, but I just wasn't prepared for it mentally at all. Yeah, so coming out of that prep, obviously like whatever, you're lean and whatever, but also I was mentally like absolutely gone. Like the fact that I couldn't compete, obviously heartbroken about that, but I was just like, that was the lowest I'd ever been. It was a combo obviously of not being able to do the show and just feeling that bit of a lull after it as well, like wait, what's my purpose now? Because that's all I was doing for the last 6 months, and I just went super straight up depressed. There was a stage where like I wasn't even leaving the gaff and I was barely getting up in the shower and like mom was like, what is going on? Like I'd never been that low ever. Like I've had days where, you know, like everyone has their struggles, but this was like nothing I'd ever gone through. This was like I didn't want to do anything ever. This low, this sadness, me starving, me just out of the prep. What was the one thing that helped me feel a lot better was food. It was food. I wasn't waking up and like, I'm going to fucking eat everything today. I would wake up and literally be scared of myself. Like, no joke. I was just like, I was out of control. Like I wasn't myself at all. I was fully out of whack. I remember like, I'd wake up and I'd have one good meal. Okay. I'm like, nice. Like, well, okay, we'll go to the gym now. And I go to the gym and I come back. Okay, nice. I'll have another meal. And then at some point, it would just switch me again because I was absolutely fucking starving. Obviously, due to the prep and stuff, that the hunger just stays, but yeah. But I just couldn't stop. So it wouldn't be like, you know, I'd bake loads of cookies and have like fucking pasta. It would end up, I'd eat twice in the day and both of them would be like 1.5 hour feeding periods where I would just be in the kitchen eating everything. So I would be having like the whole loaf of bread, wouldn't even be bothered toasting it half the time, getting like toffee sauce, putting on whatever. I could literally just shove and shove and shove and shove and shove. At one point where I puked, had my waddy to like cleanse my palate, spat it out, started eating more. Like, it was crazy. Like, all this is happening, I'm literally like in the back of my head like, what is bro doing right now? I was like, what are you doing? What is going on? Like, it was literally like this animal was doing it. Again, it was me. I'm not saying it wasn't me, but I literally was like, what is happening? Like, I was like, I'm self-sabotaging, I'm destroying myself. You imagine that super, super low period, mix it with binging, that makes your super low period go to an even lower period. And then we were really, really, really in the depths, boys. Worst place I've ever been in, without a doubt, in my whole life. Didn't want to do anything, didn't want to go to the gym, didn't want to talk to anyone, didn't want to be anyone. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm done. I was like, I'm done. I'm logging off. Eyes are good luck. I'm just going to go into a hole and just be left alone. That's all I wanted to do. And it was mad, and it was really hard to deal with. Obviously, confidence took a huge hit, and it's just an absolute head fuck. It's an absolute head fuck, because you've been the most disciplined fucker of all time for the last 6 months. You've gotten your degree, you've done your bodybuilding prep, you've done everything to the fucking nines. You've literally ticked everything off, and just like that, you literally cannot control anything. When you go to that stage of like contest prep lean, like, your body is in survival mode, like it's in starvation mode, like it thinks it's going to die. The high calorie food is awful hard to stop. If you're coming to an end of a diet now in the middle of February, gas boy, how did you do that? Or you're starting your diet, just keep that in mind, that you just need to be a little bit mindful for the couple of weeks after you finish your diet, that your hunger is going to be that little bit higher. All this is totally avoidable. You just need to have a plan. I didn't have a plan. I just went straight back into it thinking, I can do whatever. You can't. The biggest mistakes that I made then when trying to fight against this, because this has gone on for weeks. For the first 2-3 weeks, it probably was every single day. Every single day, I'm probably having upwards of like at least 5,000 calories every day. That would have been like a good day. And then there's some days then just gone. The mistakes that I made, firstly, just not really talking to anyone about it. Not really telling people what's actually going on. And it's awful hard as well to actually explain it to people, because like a lot of my friends aren't bodybuilders or haven't done a contest prep, and a lot of my family also haven't done a contest prep, and a lot of my people around me haven't done it. So it's awful hard for me to kind of explain what I'm going through. Like, man, this is really, really, really upsetting me and bothering me. Like, I don't know what it is. I can't not. What I did, I just didn't really say it too much. I was like, you know what, I'm going to get through everything myself. Everyone's probably sick of hearing it. But as soon as I did say it to people, then people are there for you, and people do care and shit. Like, so getting out in the open helps me a bit more. Like, okay. Yeah, so anyway, it was a couple of weeks like that, and then I was like, okay, I need to sort this stuff out, because I literally went from being absolutely peeled, like beyond like what I want my summer physique to be. Like, I was crazy peeled, whatever. I went from that to like 12 kilos above what I started prep at 6 months before the diet, like that. 4 weeks, I'd say. And like, that was heartbreaking. It's like, I worked so hard, and then like, going on holiday and going to Ibiza, and I didn't want to take my top off, and all that. And it's just, it just really, really irked me. Anyways, so what the weeks looked like after that was, I was back to my what you should be doing. I was back to my prep routine, which again is another thing that I would say you 100% need to do with your plan that's after. You don't change your routine. You have the same things. You stay busy. You stay doing your cardio. You stay doing your steps. You stay doing what you were doing. You just up the food slowly. But I just completely went out of routine, because I just completely threw in the towel. I was like, I couldn't do the show. I don't care. That's the buzz I was on. I was sulking, and look what happened. So what happened then, I finally got back to my routine. It'd be really good Monday to Friday. I'd see myself in the mirror, and I'd be like, I don't even recognize this guy. Emotions hit, binge again. Another week. Good Monday to Friday, emotions hit, binge again. Like, I'm not joking. Probably that happened for another 2 months. But yeah, so that happened then for about 2 months, and it was dark. It was so annoying, because at this point, there's nothing to do with the prep anymore. This is literally me just emotionally eating. And I was like, bro, I'm a coach, man. I'm here coaching people. I can't even do it. Like, I can't. That's what I was telling myself. My head was still in the completely wrong place. I was still trying to get back that prep physique. I was still thinking, I've got to get this revenge. I was angry. I was annoyed. I had all these emotions. But when everything finally started to click for me, first thing was, to be honest, when I got a coach again. Shout out David Massey. He's had his fair share of experiences not too dissimilar to mine, and jumping on with him and again having someone to talk about it, and having someone to fucking relay about it. And that a lot of coaches won't ever say that they've had something going on like this. Like, I've met some crazy successful bodybuilders and coaches who said to me, like, they've had crazy issues with stuff like this, but a lot of people don't want to post it, obviously, because if you're a bodybuilding coach, your whole thing is, I'm perfect every single day, and I get that. But for me, like, you boys know me, like, I'll call my shit out when I'm not perfect, and that's just, I'm going to be real, you know what I'm saying? Getting my head in the right place, man. Just absolutely forgetting about that last what was 6 months turned into about 10 months. I just been like, you know what, man, skirt this. When everything really started to shift in the right way was when I just stopped treating it like such a moral failure. This next phase now, it's not a moral or an emotional thing that's going to get through it. It's structure and it's routine, and it's just removing your emotions out of it and just doing the thing, and then, you know, watch what'll happen. This was me in October. This was me finally getting back into the swing of things, and then this is me in December. So we're finally shaping up now again. I know this video is kind of all over the place, the points are kind of miscellaneously placed. I will get a better structure in the videos, but I do want to get this thing out for you. But I do want to leave you some actual practical tips of what really did help me. The first one is, having your regular meal timing as you would when you're in the diet, and also have a good next meal is something that I would always say to myself, no matter how much you ate or how much you overate or whatever happened. The next meal, you're straight back on plan. You will do so much more damage in the 3-4 day spiral than you will in one meal, obviously, but you don't know how easy it is to turn fucking one meal into that long of a thing when you just get in the wrong mindset. And I'm saying that because I've done it, and it's long. So I removed some of my foods that would kind of have a tendency to binge a little bit more. So I just couldn't touch cereal there for about 3 months. I can have it now again because I'm, you know, I'm in a better place now. But yeah, there was one point there where like I have one touch of cereal, and because as well I hadn't had any nice foods for 6 months. Do you know what I mean? So I was not about to just not try anything anymore. You don't have to cut them out forever, not at all. But, you know, maybe just while you're getting back into it for the first month or two, just leave it off and just stay with the other foods. Now, I know there is some things that people do post and stuff about, like your nice treat at the end of the day and stuff like that. Like, that didn't really work for me, to be honest, but could work for you. So again, I'm only going to talk about what worked for me in this video. I'm not going to talk about the points that I've heard other people say. I don't want to do what worked for me. I'm someone who's been, you know, 100 pounds overweight, boys. I'm someone who's been, you know, lean enough to be in the bodybuilding side. There's someone who's done a marathon. Like I've done enough things now where like I have this identity in myself that I can do this stuff. And then when I went through this, that all went away. Like I literally was like, I can't do anything. I'm incapable. But that is one of the biggest mistakes you make. Don't attach your identity to this, because sometimes, not that it's out of your control, but it doesn't mean you're any less than or anything like that, because that's one of the worst things to imagine. Okay, and remember as well, it's not something that's going to be fixed in days. It took me months to really get out of it, but you know, days stack into weeks, stack into months. Just trust that one day at a time you'll just build up and get out of there, and each good day as well, you build momentum, and the next day becomes easier. That's such a huge thing as well. What I do differently next time, I would plan the post-show phase as seriously, if not more seriously if possible, than the prep. The post-show phase is huge. Absolutely huge, and you just have to have a plan, because I just had no plan. And Geronimo, a message to anybody who is watching this that is going through this, or you know, may go through it in the future. I hope not, wouldn't wish it on anybody. You're not broken. You did not lose your discipline. It's not magically gone. This doesn't undo your progress as a person. The answer isn't more ridiculous restriction, it's just structure. Time is on our side. Like, if you're watching this, chances are you're a young lad or young lass. Genuinely, I think that phase nearly taught me more than the prep did, which is mad. You know, the way you learn more through shit times than good times, that was probably, you know, evident there. And it 100% made me a better coach. 100%. I know now what it is like to be there. Even when I was, you know, 50 kilos heavier, I don't think I had crazy emotional eating thing. I just really liked scran. I was never really anxious or anything back then or anything like that. So like, I never really had times where, you know, I just like playing FIFA and eating chicken wings. If you're in it right now as well, you are not alone. Talk to someone. My DMs are literally always open, boys, for a chat. As I always say, you can text me, not even just for coaching, just for a chat, advice, anything like that. Always available. And control is built. It's not forced. It's day after day, repetition, and build up the snowball rolling down the hill in the right way. I ruined it there with that shit. As always, Instagram, BusyFitness1 in the description. I hope you did get something out of that. Because that was something that played on my mind for a while, because I really wanted to get it out there, but I wanted to, you know, take time and so I could actually zoom out and see the whole situation for what it actually was, because there's a lot of emotions involved for a long time. So yeah, see you boys next week.